What's going on, everyone? My name is Jared, and today, unbeknownst to me, I had a delivery. Well, I didn't know about it. In this box is the Samsung Note 9, and I am super excited because not only is it here, but it's also 2 days early, so that's awesome. The release is supposed to be Friday the 24th. Today is Wednesday the 22nd when I am filming this, and it is right here. So, without further ado, let's flip the camera around, unbox it, and see what we have today. Alright, so as Nala sniffs this box out, we do have here the Note 9, as well as the free gift, the AKG wireless headphones. So that should be pretty cool. I haven't had AKG headphones, and I haven't had a Note in a little while, so I am excited for both. As you can see, the Note, and in the bottom we have the headphones and a thank you for purchasing. So let's move this to the side, see what we got here first. Unlock the Platinum Experience, gain instant Platinum status, whoop-de-doo, all Fortnite, all day, and tune in, zone out with AKG. So I'm excited to try out these headphones, and I will. And take the plastics off before my cat eats them. They look pretty cool. But what you really want to see is definitely not these. So over here, this is the ocean blue Note 9. So this is the 128 6 gig model. This is not the big boy, the 512. I just did not need all of that space. As you can see, Note 9. So obviously this is the Snapdragon 845, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, unlocked by Samsung up there. And basically, let's get to it. I like the packaging this year. Instead of just saying Note on the front, it's got the S Pen. And this is the only Note that has the different colored S Pen that does not match the actual body of the device. This is the only one like that. You can buy them separate and, you know, mix and match whatever, but this is the only one that comes with it. So this is much like the packaging of the S9 and S9 Plus, as well as the S8. In here, you have your SIM eject. You're gonna have your normal books and things. Yeah, quick start guide, notes, and whatnot. So I'm just gonna leave this out because I will need the SIM ejection tool. Before we actually look at the Note, set that right here. You have your normal stuff in the box, your adapter, charging, headphones, tips, and cable. So you do have your different writing tips for your S Pen in case you want different hardnesses. And then here it is, the Note 9 Plus with its, all right, now get out of here. Come on, get out of here. With its yellow S Pen. So that's super cool. This year's S Pen is Bluetooth, so that means you can use it for things like taking a selfie, starting and stopping video, all of that stuff. Right off the bat, just as a comparison, I'm going to show you my S9 Plus, which is thankfully right next to me. They are a slight different color. Note is definitely darker blue, which I like. My favorite color so far that Samsung has done is the S7, I believe. S7 Edge with the blue and kind of like goldish trim. That was really cool. But anyway, we have the Note 9 in all of its glory. Let's pull this back off like so. No, come on, you can't have it. Nope, no. Get out of there. Take off this IMEI sticker because I definitely don't want that on there. Take that off, put that in the box like that. You get out of here. And here it is. Boy, I like the color a lot. And the text, all right, the text is also dark. So compared to the S9, you got that gray text. This is almost a graphite color, dark gray, almost black color. So it blends in nice. You got the dual camera setup. which is very similar to the S9 and S9 Plus. Has the mechanical aperture. You have your fingerprint reader down here underneath the camera like this, your normal health sensor and flash over there. The only difference in the camera setups this year is that the Note has the AI processing, which is similar to what you would see on Huawei's devices or the new LG G7 ThinQ. So what that means is it is going to tune your display or tune your camera depending on what it is shooting. So, without further ado, let's fire this bad boy up. I'm going to take a quick second. I'm going to set my information up, and I will be back with what I think. Now let's checking it out. All right, see you in a bit. All right, everyone, so we are back. It took a little bit longer than expected because we had some updates. Go figure. Anyway, during my update process, it was pretty much just as you would expect with any other Samsung Galaxy device. Right today, sign in with your Samsung account. You can transfer over all your different apps, content, pictures, Samsung Cloud stuff. Everything will be there if you have used it in the past. One thing I will say I noticed right away, it's heavier. Now that probably has to do with the 4,000 milliamp hour battery that they got stuffed inside here, which is a bold move for Samsung, seeing they had their Note 7 issue back 2 years ago with having a too large of battery, among other things, where they are confident that this will not have the same issues. And I hope not, because it'd be great to have a Samsung device with a 4,000 milliamp hour battery compared to the wimpy one in the S9 and S9 Plus, where it dies very quickly. So, other than that, I've taken a few photos. So we'll get in here, show you my gallery quick. This is a photo I took with the Note 9 here. When I took the photo, it does show up and it has a icon showing that it is using an AI feature. This one was PET. It's not as advanced as I would say the Huawei scene detection is, which has a huge amount of scenes. This, I believe, has around 30 right now, which I'm sure will get updates and continually to get better. But what it's going to do is going to make things pop and change just a little bit different than your standard S9 or S9 Plus photo that you would normally have. Outside of that, the general experience is going to be the same. This has Android 8.1 on top. So it is not Android 8.0 like it was for the S9 and S9 Plus. There you go at the top, 8.1. And a nice little tidbit of information. I got the update and it put it to security patch. Look at that, August 1. Which I know it's almost the end of August. It is the 24th. But with that said, I have yet to have a device on Samsung that has been unlocked and on the latest patch in the same month. So I'm going to call that a win for right now. Outside of that, the biggest feature that you're going to have with the Note series is not only the larger display. Show you for comparison. I know these both have cases on them, but just for comparison's sake, very similar in size. As far as the back, I'll have the S9 in front. With the case on, you got a little bit on the side. They are very similarly matched, and the Note 9 is just ever so much taller and just a little bit thicker. So really not a big difference. If you're used to big phones, if you're used to the S9 Plus, this isn't gonna feel much different than that. So obviously what everyone loves about the Note series is the S Pen. So this is the first S Pen with Bluetooth. So what does that mean? Well, with a Bluetooth enabled pen here, you can do things like control your camera, play or pause video, as well as unlock your device, things of that nature. So not only when you open it up do you have your normal list of things you can do, live message, screen write, smart select, and note. So you can pop open live message and you can do some drawing and things. Now what I will say is pretty cool is your pen right off the rip matches the pen ink matches the color of the pen. So that's kind of cool. And you can obviously change all your effects. And these change every year. They get a little better. They get a little different. Nothing too crazy different here, more than just drawing. But the S Pen has always been something that I have liked. You can do things, you know, sign your name, whatever, change your thickness. and it is rather responsive. So if you're someone, I take notes a lot, especially if I'm on the job. So this is helpful. You can pop it out, take a quick note, and it'll save, and you can read it later, transcribe it, do whatever you have to do. So I do like that quite a bit. You have translate, highlight over, Bixby Vision, again, you would be taking a picture, magnify, so you can hover over your screen and magnify it. You can change your magnification, 300%. Look at that, how big that icon is. So that is pretty cool, and if you go into your camera mode and you press on your S Pen button right here, it takes a photo. So that's cool. I do like that. It's nice to have play and pause as well. So if you're going into, say, Spotify, it will play and pause. So that's nice. I do like that a lot. It just gives you a little bit of remote control versus having to always not worry about it. And how this stays charged is actually the super capacitor. Now, you might not know what a supercapacitor is. Basically, a capacitor is a small little electronic component that can store and change energy from your battery. So just like a battery stores energy in form of chemical energy, the capacitor stores it still as, I guess the easiest way to describe it would be the same energy coming in. So they say 40 seconds or so inside the phone gives it enough for 300 clicks or something like that. So very quick, under a minute, you get your S Pen fully functional right off the rip, ready to go, and you are back in business. Other stuff about the phone is basically same things that we have known about the S9 Plus series. So you have things like tally counter. This is different compared to what it was. You didn't have the features in the S9, surface level, and you got ruler, which you did have. The other one, Quick Tools, only had compass, flashlight, and ruler. So you have that now. You have your tasks, quick things. You have your app shortcuts just like normal. So this device really is going to be a powerhouse. This is power users. This is for everything that people want to do everything with their phones with no problem. So that 4,000 milliamp hour battery is supposed to last all day and then some. And with early reports, people saying getting around 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, with the battery lasting for around 22 hours total with moderate usage. I'm anxious to see how that works in, how that changes, and how this continually gets changed. Because inevitably, as the updates roll through, I'm sure it will get a little better. But so far, I've been waiting for this device. I made the conscious decision to get this over the Pixel 3 off the rip. I promised myself I would pick one and roll with it. And by everything that I've heard, as much as I love the Pixel series, I just couldn't get into it with the looks and what they're doing, and not an overall bunch of changes compared to the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. So instead, I went with this powerhouse. Yes, I know I'm sacrificing my updates, my stock Google, but this should be good. Bixby has also gotten a change. So this is now your wake-up screen. This is Bixby 2.0. It's supposed to have something more along the lines of Google Assistant, where you can ask it to do something, and then right after that, ask it a follow-up question, and it will continually work. I know during the Unpacked event, they showed it off a lot, and it is a little slow, but that only works with a certain amount of apps, so not every app is going to work, or every operation is going to work with that follow-up question. But they are saying Bixby 2.0 is better, is more accurate, and should make people a little more happy with the experience. Now, of course, you can always just use your Google Assistant, which I would still say is far and wide better than anything that we have seen in the Assistant landscape so far. It's better than Siri, it's better than Alexa, and Bixby, well, unfortunately, Bixby is just kind of hanging out in the background. Maybe it will get better. I hope so. I think it has a lot of good uses when it comes to being involved in the phone's ecosystem, especially with Samsung apps. So if you use Samsung Messenger, Samsung Internet, all the Samsung world of apps work with Bixby, whereas if you wanted to use Google Calendar or Android Messages, it is not going to have the same integration with everything else. So, without further ado, so far so good. I do love the Note phones. I love the big devices. I love the S Pen, and the Note 8 was just too similar for me to the other Samsung devices at the time, especially when the S9 and S9 Plus came out. So this one seems to be a really big step forward in iteration for Samsung, refining on what they have, the same glass design, but it is a great design. I personally like this layout for the back cameras. I know a lot of people wanted to have or to see something like the S9 or S9 Plus, but I think honestly this, to me, looks better. So with that said, my name is Jared. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first look at the Note 9, and I was fortunate enough to get this device 2 days early. How lucky am I? I also did open up the AKG headphones while I was waiting. They look really cool. I look forward to looking at them more and comparing them to some other headphones that I have. But anyway, thank you for watching. I know this was longer, and stay tuned for more follow-up on the Note 9.